All right, welcome to More on the Road with Bernard Moore, the third, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we're about. We're here live at Full Moon. We have a special show going on for tonight. I know we normally come on Saturdays, but hey, we have to do something a little different. This is the exciting part that I love about what I do. I'm in control. I can do it when I want to do it. But I know you still have rules and guidelines that you have to follow, but I'm all about following the rules. But today is a lovely day and the presence of the Lord and his people and his children. Again, we're here live at Full Moon 1935 Main Street in Madison, Mississippi. Now, like I said, as always, I'm putting on a little weight from eating all this barbecue. And now I know I'm going to have a familiar face on with me tonight that we've seen. Hopefully that they got some catfish for everybody. Cause I know I came in early when I set up. There was I heard when they call out the orders, they yell out, "Drop me two fish! Drop me two fish!" I've been hearing it quite some time, so hopefully they got some fish for them because I don't want to have to deal with them later on in reference to the fish. But joining me today is a good friend of mine, Mr. Jamie Horton, and also our special guest with us today is Doc Cooper. Got some exciting events to talk about today. How you doing today, James?
I'm good, and you better pray they got that two-piece catfish back there.
Drop two. So I don't know if they heard me talking about that catfish.
They'll hear me when I get up there, Bernard.
They will. Okay. Jamie, go ahead and tell about who's that gentleman right there sitting to you right now. I know you talk about him a lot on social media, even here sometimes you talk about him a lot. Now, I'm not going to say what you said a couple of days ago, them Lakers, but
yeah. He read it. I just say the Lakers baby glad my past is my favorite friend because I probably gonna say a few words.
Now, Jamie, as people say, don't ever sit your religion down. Now, don't ever let nobody sit it down.
Sometimes you got to. I mean, hey.
Well, look, he says it not only with basketball, but he also says with the football
Saints,
with the Saints.
So I said with the Saints a whole lot. You already know
that. I know with the Saints he says it a whole lot now, but now with the Lakers, I was like, man, that
was my first time ever doing it with the Lakers. They really had to go and pray in my little special closet.
Jamie, are you sure that's the first time you said that about the
Lakers? Well, about the pastor, yeah. Need your help.
But Jamie, go ahead and introduce us with our special guest that we have here tonight on More on the Road at Full Moon Barbecue.
Well, first of all, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with my good friend Bernard Moore on More and More Sports Management. He's doing a terrific job of this show and getting things out in the community. But this person right here to my right is not only my pastor, but he's also one of my good friends and just such a great human being who loves Jackson, who played at Jackson State University, football, two-time SWAC champion, and now he's the leader of a great flock with Agape Christian Fellowship Church. And I just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. And won't you just, I told everybody about you, but for the ones who don't know, tell everybody your background, Pastor.
First of all, let me thank more and more again for allowing us to come on, man. This is exciting. We're always glad to get an opportunity to just share some of our vision and what we're doing, and to get a chance to do this is just phenomenal. And to be here with my good friend James. I've known James since Jackson State, so I mean that kind of tells you. And to think that he was willing to follow me as a pastor, man, that is phenomenal. But let me just tell you, because God saves everybody, right? Well, he saves you.
That's what I'm from the accent now, pal. I'm from the accent now. I've been going quite some time too now.
Right. It's been a long time. We're going to keep some of the past. We're going to just leave that where it is, right? But listen, I have actually now been pastoring for 25 years. Started out in the AME church. Truly was a blessing there. And God gave me a vision to plant. So we planted Agape in 06. And actually we have been moving toward building our new facility. We're really excited about that. But really just trying to be a pillar in the community. One of the biggest things we try to do is make sure that we're reaching people. So it's not really about us. I always tell people, listen, if they don't know my name and just know that there's a place they can come and get some help, that's very exciting to me because I think that's what it's all about. It's not about the church. It's not about, it's more so about people in the community. One of the things that we do is we go out and we try to make sure that we're feeding the hungry, clothing the naked. We really try to take it straight out of the Bible and do those things that the Bible talks about doing and just make sure that we uphold that. And so that's been a big thing, man. Being over at Jackson State, and I'm sure Jamie may talk a little bit more about that, but that was phenomenal. That was exciting. And so I had some great times over there with some really good guys. So, yeah, it's been good.
Now, with you playing football, I know I'm a I did a lot with the football team. I was a equipment manager. I played a half semester, and I finished out up under the great late Robert Hughes. Now I know that you probably know him as the judge.
Yeah.
We know that's your friend, Jam. I see you with the Sigma shirt on. Now, with your time playing at Jackson State, what has that taught you? Because I know if you won some back-to-back SWAC championship, you played up under the Gordon and Carson era.
Absolutely.
So I know that they have some great leaders on that staff. How has learning from them translated to what you're doing now?
Man, listen, it's amazing how football can translate into life because you play a game, but really the game always has adversity. You have not only the adversity, but you also have the accomplishments. You have the thrill of winning and agony of defeat, as we would often say. One thing I will tell you is I had coaches, like you just said, I was recruited by W.C. Gordon. Never played for him, but the year he actually became the athletic director was my very first year on the football field. So his first year as the athletic director, Big Daddy's first year as the actual football coach was my freshman year. So that's me on the field. Freshman year, we going in, and man, we had some exciting things. But I'll tell you what, you may also remember that was McNair's junior year. Okay, 92.
That name should not be mentioned in our presence because I'm gonna say the whole McNair family, they just did something to Jackson State. But go ahead, Dick.
Nightmares. That 91 through 95 year when he was down there. Look, me and McNair graduated the same day. And everybody was like, I'm glad he gone.
If you think you're glad he got, I was playing defense, right? I was a linebacker, so we was chasing him around the field quite a bit.
For 4 years.
Absolutely. So, man, I would tell you that, but we learned a lot because we always had a good game plan. I always felt like, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to win. The Jackson State spirit has always been that we're supposed to win. And the great thing about it, no matter who was the head coach, I think it's always been that way. The other teams in the SWAC, they love to beat us. Oh, man, we're going to get their best game every time we play. It's going to happen, right? They're going to dig deep, and we always know. Because at that time, Prairie View had the longest losing streak in the country, right? And Big Dad is calling the arms for us every time we play him. He said, you don't want to beat the team on lose tonight. Because if you lose to Prairie View, you're going to be on ESPN nightly. They're going to run it all night long. That was his motivational speech when we got ready to play Prairie View during those days. But those were some awesome times, man. Great times.
Now, I can remember my freshman year, which was Big Daddy last year, due to medical reasons. And we was playing Prairie View that week, and it rained all week. I'm talking about the rain. If we was on not the good field, we was on the old field. Not the one where Coach Prime done resurfaced and stuff. We was on the old field.
That's the only field I know.
We was on the old field.
The only field that we know.
I don't know the other field.
Nah, I'm not the one inside the track. We was on the outside the track, the one closer to
that's what we're talking about.
Okay, right there by the gym.
Man, it was run time. You had rain water up to past your calf. Now it's bad when the coaches start fussing at Big Daddy mentally and said we need to go in. Now when Coach Hughes, the late Robert Hughes, was saying, holy cow, Jill, we need to go in. Now, you know it's something. But Big Daddy said he'd be doggone if he got there and lose to Prairie View. Yeah. And so we was out there. But a lot of us got sick that week. And, hey, we survived through it. So I know, like I said, it was about 70-something games before they finally won. And I know they closed the school down when they finally won that following year. Yeah. Now, Jamie, I know you heard Doc talking about a lot of his stuff. Now, Jamie, what's some of your experience with Prairie View? I know as well as Alcorn.
My fondest experience was like I remember when Jackson State lost with Tennessee State, and Big Dad was real pissed off. I mean, to the high level of festivity. And when they got back to Jackson,
is that a word, Jamie?
Festivity, yeah. When he got back to Jackson, and everybody thought they were going to get off the bus and go see the girlfriend and all that stuff, Big Dad had other plans. Big Daddy went and turned them lights on that practice field and said, everybody get off the bus. And he ran everybody till he got tired. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I definitely remember.
Yeah, till he got tired.
The amazing part about that, I used to want to put a call into the NCAA. I was like, wait a minute, we can't be doing stuff right. It got to be some wrong going on.
It got to be illegal. But guess what? Didn't lose a game no more that year until we got cheated out of Western Illinois in the playoff. Had the great Aaron Stecker that played for the Saints, of course, in Tampa Bay. And Carlos Knight recovered the football. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Told the referee, I got the football. Referee told him, said, well, son, it be that way sometimes.
Wow.
Western Illinois ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know, in reference to that now, Jackson State has history of defeating some teams that a lot of the fans did not understand why they defeated them. They couldn't believe that they defeated them. Coach, though, playing against Western Illinois, teams of that caliber at our level, some say that the SWAC is not as strong as those other Division I AA schools. That was what they would call back then, or the FCS now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about when they relate Jackson State or even the SWAC or HBCUs compared to them, said that they cannot compete against those other FCS schools?
Well, my thing on that is they wouldn't even play us. We had to make it to the playoffs to play them. That was the time in the Jackson State era, whether we go back to WC, where they pretty much decided they couldn't afford to play us because they didn't want to lose. They realized, hey, this team is very talented. I think each one of the times we played USM, they would go back and say, listen, this is one of the toughest teams we ever played. And it goes down in history. Even the first time we played USM, you realize that we beat them everywhere but on the scoreboard. You go back and pull it up right now, everywhere but on the score. They had like 2 or 3 big plays on special teams that allowed them to win those games. But in my eyesight on it, I've seen where we've had some great talent. I mean, every year I was there at Jackson State, we had NFL talent. And I'm talking about people who were drafted first round. Matter of fact, I was there with Fernando Smith. I was there with Lester Holmes.
Picasso Nelson. Eric Austin.
Right. I mean, we could just go down the list. Marlo Perry, of people who went and played. I'm not talking about played a little while. I mean, they stayed 4 and 5 years in the league. And that was the talent that was on our team on a continual basis.
Well, my thing with that, Pastor, is, I remember having a conversation with Dr. Reed, the one of the greatest ADs we ever had. And I think, AD Robinson is following into his footsteps. He's a young Walter Reed to me. And he said that he used to try to call Warner Offord, who was the AD then at Ole Miss, and try to get a game schedule. He said one conversation was, Warner Offord told him, said, man, I'm finna schedule y'all. You want me to lose my job? But that's the fear that the other teams had of Jackson State back then. They wouldn't play us. Mississippi State wouldn't play us.
Right.
And I think that's the tradition. I tell everybody, at the end of the day, no football program in this state, and Bernard, you're going to test it is, and everybody in this restaurant, nobody in this state can compare to Jackson State University's football program. We are the cream de la cream.
All right.
I mean, we got more championships than anybody. Our tradition and winning tradition is by far none. Yeah. If you ask an Ole Miss person how many SEC championship they got, or they probably got one, but I say, yeah, but that was back in the 1930s when you had 5 people in there.
When your buddy Bishop was playing with the
when Bishop was playing with the players, right? When they had no helmets, no face man, they just had the leather helmet they put over you, and you just strap them on like that. But at the end of the day, and when I think when Coach Prime came, he brought some of that luster back to not just to Jackson State, but to HBCU. Now, it's continuing a little bit. We got a great coach in Coach Taylor. Me and TC are very good friends. I think he's doing an extending job out there. And see, the thing is that TC kind of reminds me of a Big Dad because he played there.
Sure.
When you had that passion to play, to coach where you played at, it's different. It's a different kind of love. It's a different kind of feeling that you just have. You're just not just winning. You want to show people that we are, who we always been, and who we always gonna be. That's just my opinion.
Well, Jamie, one thing you look at that, and with TC actually, and he don't answer to the alumni, but he does answer to the alumni football players. I mean, because we get an opportunity to talk to him on a regular basis. He makes himself available, and he wants it to be at home again because he remembers the tradition we had when we were there, that when the former players would come back, like for homecoming, man, it would just be phenomenal to see these guys coming back on campus and be able to be with them, talk with them. And there was an expectation. The expectation was always about us winning. It was never, I mean, any game we went into, if you were on the football team, you never went into the game with the thought process, we're going to lose. It just never was. We just never went into a game like that. We always went in, I don't care who we were playing, thinking, hey, we about to hit them right in the mouth, and we're going to take this thing and run it up, run the score up. That's what we do, So, yeah.
That's where it's supposed to be. Again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Again, we're here live at 4 Moon Barbecue, 1935 Main Street in Madison, Mississippi. Come on out. Now, I will say this. If you're going to come out here, you're going to smell that food, you're going to get full, and you're full again. So make sure you have your membership active and make sure you use it. But don't keep taking the membership and don't utilize it. So make sure you go to the gym because this food is good. And every time, when you go to the stores, they always have the grocery stuff back there in the back. And then once you get to check out, they got all this sweet stuff. They got all this different stuff, this little knick-knack stuff. And that's how Full Moon is. Right there at the rest, they got the lemon pies, all that type of stuff. And sometimes they have banana pudding in there, the chocolate pie, all that stuff right there in your face. When you're trying to check out, get your meal, you always got to get something sweet. And now you can look at Jamie and face.
You ain't got to get it, but he gets it every week.
But Jamie always said, I'm always getting the sweet stuff. So, but yeah.
A whole thing of after the show last week. He had a whole big old bowl of banana pudding. And next thing when we turned around from ordering, the banana pudding was gone. And he go, I think I'm going to get me some cookies. Rob told him, you're going to have diabeticals.
But hey, but the food, I can say, hey, the food here is delicious. Now, I'm going to ask both of y'all this question. Y'all can provide that. Now, with Coach Taylor coaching, a former JSU player, played on the field, played on the hard surface, played in the Dust Bowl, ran on that hard track, spent time in Jones Sampson.
Come on now.
And that little hole.
Might be taking it fast. See Jones and Sampson.
That little hole that we call a weight room, and we developed champions.
Man.
Now, a lot of those former players that played, that bled, that built what Jackson State tradition is today, which we're trying to get back. And a lot of those former players, they're coaching in high school or coaching in small program. And some of those former players, they have sons that are great athletes. Now, how important is for them to come back to Jack State to walk that same path or continue to not rebuild it, but continue to build on what the forefathers have already built at Jackson State?
Well, I think TC's going to do a great job of helping us with that. And the reason I say that because we got to have somebody who can reach back out to a brother. And it's a difference when you get somebody who is in the leadership role, taking nothing away from Coach Sanders. Obviously, he's who he is. But the fact is that now when TC calls me and says, hey, man, you remember me, right? And I say, yeah, TC, I remember you. And we get to talking about Jones and Sampson, the Dust Bowl. See, we got some common things in place. And he said, man, look, I need your son over here at Jackson State. We're going to have a long conversation. At that point, TC already in the house. We're going to sit down with my son. We're going to see how I can get him at Jackson State. It just makes all the difference in the world because I think as former players, we obviously want our children to go there. We want that legacy to keep going. We want the talent to keep coming in, but we want the young people to see that Jackson State is that place to be. Because like you said, we had, I always tell people we came up on the rough side of the mountain. We had a weight room that only one section of the team could go in at a time. I mean, you had to have the linebackers in at one time. The quarterbacks came back in because everybody couldn't get in there at the same time.
It used to be it one bigger than this part of this restaurant right here.
Absolutely.
But now, if you look at the facilities past, I went to a baseball game last Friday. I went there and hit Rob for a little while last Friday night. And when I tell you that they have a tennis facility now. Yeah. I did not even know that was there till the other night. I said, Rob, where did it come from? Rob said, it's been up.
Yeah, it has.
And the weight room, of course, I don't see that on business, and that's gorgeous. Now you got the whole team up in there. You can divide them up now. Linebackers.
That's right.
Offensive and defensive linemen, wide receivers back. Now you can see the difference that, of what it is. And I don't think we still are where we need to be, but we have improved from what we was.
It allows us to be able to recruit.
Exactly.
It allows you to be able to say, when I bring my son or when another former player brings their son over, they can't say, well, look at, this is a world of difference between this program. No. It's not a world of difference. I'm not going to say it's no different. But at the same time, we have some of the best facilities, especially inside the SWAC.
Yeah,
and then you go outside of that, we're still having some of the best facilities. We can compare. And I think that's what young people, because they kind of like the glitter. But yeah, they like that stuff. But more than anything, I'll tell you what keeps them. And this is why we see a lot of transfer portal stuff going on. They want to get on that field and play.
Yeah. And
I think transfer portal is also because a lot of you kids don't want to compete.
That's true.
If you really look at it, Savion left Jackson State on top of the world.
Sure.
Followed Dion. Now he's back in the portal. If you just stayed here last year, no telling where you could have been at right now.
Sure.
So then, because Dion signed the guy from Ohio State, now he done lost. Savion done jumped in the portal, and the other guy, number 3, what his name, Kenny Edwards, he jumped up in the portal. Because I just really feel that, they get so spoiled and say, you know what? Well, I was the star. You going to bring this man in? I'm finna leave. I'm finna go. But back in the day, pal, it wasn't like that. Oh, if Bernard came in there talking about he playing defensive linebacker, oh, no, he ain't. Gonna take my spot. He got to fight for it. We're going to be like 2 pit bulls in the pit. And then, if he win, I'm going to tell you that he won, but I'm going to be right there behind. You played behind Benji, who was one of the, and Lord bless his soul. Ben Jones was such a great guy. Not just a great football player, but a great guy. And behind New Breed and all them boys. But you didn't leave, you toughed it out. And you did your thing really mostly on special team. Yeah. So it's other way that you can contribute. I tell my kids at my middle school play football that I coach. I said, look, you can go to the pros, not just being a skill player. The lowest paid person in the pro make $500,000 a year.
That's right.
You can run up and down the field only on special team and still get paid.
You better believe.
So tell me why you don't. I mean, you may not be a skill guy, but there's other ways to get paid. Dennis Rodman was a millionaire, not because he scored 10 and 12, 15 points, but because he got 10, 12, and 20 rebounds and was a defensive threat.
And see, and a lot of athletes, football players don't understand, though, just being part of the team still can keep you financially safe.
Correct.
Stable. Because the league minimum now is probably almost close to 7 figures.
Exactly.
So you
It's
probably
I think they gave him a raise. I think it's like what, $525?
I think it's 6 something, 6 or 7 something. Yeah, that's the league minimum.
Oh man.
And so you coming in making that. The practice squad players, they making at least about $7,000 a week.
Wow.
For working 3 days a week.
Absolutely.
And that's something I definitely don't understand. Man, give me $7,000 a week just to work 3 days a week
Give me
and watch
three.
film.
So just stay right there on
Give me
the
$1,000.
practice squad. You're not even worried about going to the other side.
And see, and with that, but again, everybody wants to start the glamour life. No, they want to be the star player on the field. No, everybody see them. They want to be their name called out. Man, forget that. I'm good. I'm on a team. I still get all the benefits. I'm on an active roster. I'm getting tenure, all that good stuff. Now, what do they call you, pastor, doc, or coach, or whatever?
Hey, Doc, whatever. I always tell folks my mama named me Doc, so I'm good.
Well, Doc, actually, Doc, my nickname. So. Now, Doc, tell us about. I know you got some things going on with your ministry over at Agape CDC. What exactly? What are you doing, and why are you doing it over at Agape?
So let's talk about Agape. I think one of the biggest things we're doing right now is we're making a big drive for our community.
Yeah.
And the community really, I think when you look at Jackson and you cut on the TV, you got to realize that it's a call for help. I mean, anytime you see young people who are killing 14, 15, 16-year-old, to me, that's a cry for help. That's not about how bad they are or anything else. That's trying to figure out, where do we go? How do we help them? Because they're trying to get some help. And one of the things we did, we started this probably, I guess we say 13, 14 years ago. It's been a while. But we started.
Because I think we started when we lived on Northside Drive in Wesley, so about 15.
About 15 years ago, we started Crossroads. Now, Crossroads was a program where we went in and we mentored young people, and then we turned around and allowed them to play basketball. So the basketball was kind of the carry because everybody wanted to play basketball, but they had to sit through the mentoring to be able to help. And we're 1,000, 2, 3, 4,000 kids later, and some of these kids have gone on to college. Some of these kids, and when you're dealing, because these are kids that are at risk. These are not kids that people talking about they going on to make straight A's, and these are not the ones they parade. These are the ones that I tell when I go and talk to people. I say, listen, you can help me, or you can see them later. And they say, well, what do you mean? I said, well, if you help me, I can mentor them, and they'll get the right attitude and know how to act. If you don't help me, they may see you at your car door trying to say, give me your keys. So I mean, these are the kids that we go and we're after because we want to help them be better citizens. So that's just one of those programs that we're doing right now that is, I believe, affect community. And Jamie actually helps run that program. So Jamie, you may want to join in and tell us a little bit more.
Well, Crossroads is a like Pastor said, like my baby. Doc wanted to do the mentoring, but I told Doc, let's reward them for the mentorship. Like we'll do an intramural basketball league, and we played every Saturday. I got volunteer coaches, and thank God for them who came out. They didn't get paid anything. They came out of the goodness of their heart, and we end up usually having probably about 7 teams. At the end of that league, we played a tournament. They got trophies, all that stuff. MVP. We treated it like a real league. It got to a point where we started off with maybe probably about 40 to 50. And it ended up being, when we went to Chastain, because our feeder school was Chastain and Boyd. Then we expanded it because a lot of the other schools started hearing about it. I started getting called talking about, well, why you don't come to Powell? Why you don't do this? So I told Doc, I said, you know what? We just need to make this probably a citywide thing and just pass them out to whoever, just want to come and be open. So then we end up having, I had to find a facility that was big enough.
Right.
So then I remember Lisa was running CMI at the time.
Absolutely.
So I called Lisa. Lisa said, let me talk to the bishop and see can y'all borrow the gym. So every Saturday, we started charging I would pay the referees really out of my pocket. We started charging them money about, to get in. So that paid for my referees, paid for the trophies and all that stuff. But we used to have a packed house almost every Saturday. When I tell you it was packed, it was packed. And we started getting shirts for them, to play in, things like that, so they can be, uniform. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I remember this kid, now 3 or 4 of them, who actually went on to play at Callaway and won 3 state championships up under Wayne Brent and his staff at the time. So you can't tell me that this program is successful. Jeremy Morris came and told me if it weren't for Crossroads, he is married now, has a great job. He said if it weren't for Crossroads, he don't know where he would be. Right there, that summed it up for me. That means that is a mission from God, a ministry from God that we need to continue. That's why this program and this golf tournament is so important. We're actually trying to get this, raise money to try to expand on Crossroads. Backpack for Buddies will be, the Doc Pastor talk about that one. That's more in depth, him and Miss Vonda's program. But Jackson has a serious problem. I mean, seriously. I deal with it every day in the school system. We have to really start reaching out to these kids. Sometimes these kids just want you to know that you love them. That's all. Sometimes, unfortunately, they're not getting that time. So when they come and talk to you about, we have something called check-in. If you want to come check in with me every morning, come in and check in with Coach Roy, and then we'll go in the back of my gym and we can talk about what's going on. Because right now there's so much temptation. You got gang fights, you got peer pressure, things of that nature, and that's what we do at Agape. And this is not something that we just want to do. It's a passion that we have. I've been knowing this man for over half of my life, and when I tell you that this right here is something that he wants to do, when he came to me and told me about it, I said, "Okay, Pastor,
well,
we're gonna discuss this golf tournament." But I said, I think it can be successful, and it's something he wants to really do. It's a passion he And if he passionate about it, I get passionate.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you. I know in reference to what is going on in the city, we have an increasing youth crime, not just only armed robberies and burglaries. It's turned into murders and shootings now.
Find a way. First of all, legislatively, we need to raise the teachers' pay. We need to pay them more.
Well, hold on, let me jump in with that right there in reference to that and about salary. I stand on that. The money that you make, there is no salary in this world can pay you your true worth.
I agree with that.
I think you have to have a passion and enjoyment to do what you do to help make a difference. And I'm not trying to be the richest man in the world because I can't take it to heaven with me because it's already plenty of money up there, and that's my strive is to go to heaven. Now, what is something that you can tell individuals not just look at monetary things, but no, we need money to do things. We need money to do different, to provide different service and provide different resource. But what about the salary? What can you encourage someone to do something? Not just look at the dollar amount that you make, but just how to help make a difference.
Well, I think they in order to go into one of these professions you mentioned, whether it was being a police officer or being a teacher, today you have to have a passion for it. Because I think to your point, they're not getting paid the higher pay. So they got to go in and say, hey, I want to help young people. If I'm in the classroom today, I should have a passion about it because our young people are now different. And here's what I mean by different. We have a lot of things going on in our society that just hadn't always happened, whether it's technology, where they're getting so much stuff so much faster, whether it's the fact that we have a lot of parents that have drug problems. And so that being said, the kids are coming home to all kind of different situations. And we realize that some of that went on even back in the day, but I think it's more prevalent now. So that being the case, you're actually finding where these kids are coming out of such a tough situation. Teachers are now having to not only be a teacher. It's different for me to go in the classroom and say, hey, Doc, I want you to teach math. I was like, great. I got a math degree. I can teach math, no problem. But no, I need you to be a counselor too. I know, okay, okay, I need you to be a counselor. I need you to be a mentor. Okay, I got to be a counselor, mentor. I got to be a teacher. Okay, but now you got to be a preacher. I mean, everything you can, you're actually being called to be. And I think that goes for not only teaching, but I think it also goes to be a police officer. So I think there's a lot there that I think we really kind of got to dig into. Jamie, I don't know.
I know Jamie because his expression of his face was just saying all you were saying, the things, the adjectives that go along with your profession, because like I said, you are a teacher by trade. That's what you went to school for. But you have to find that counseling. You have to find that coach. You have to find that path. You have to be a parent to some of those because that's what they need. And now Jamie, I know Jamie is in the school. Now I was in the school as well before I changed different profession into law enforcement. And I know Jamie is in the classroom right now. Jamie, so what exactly are you seeing and how you handle it as well, Jamie?
Well, it's like Pal said, you have to have a passion for it because it's really not the paycheck. I'm just being honest, and I think that the pastor summed it up right there on it started with the legislature, and I'm gonna tell you what the problem is in the school system right now: the lack of males. In my school, there's only 5 of us. That's it. That's including coaches.
But where are all the males?
Well, some of the males that I talk to I have a student teacher up under me that I'm mentoring. And he went to a teacher recruitment meeting last week at Jackson State. You're talking about a starting salary of $40,000. You can go to Houston, Texas with a starting salary of $80,000.
And
where do you think he's gonna go?
And if you have a foreign language background,
then they use a subsidiary, a supplement, which could increase that. So at the end of the day, you have to start. These are young kids who come out of out of college. Right now their passion is really, I want to earn some money. They have to pay student loans off. They may have other bills they have incurred when they was in college. But you got to have that passion for it. And we just need more males, I think, to be involved in the school system. But the thing is, because I think that, most of these may relate to somebody of their same,
gender, yeah.
Yes, gender. And that's not, look, let me tell you something. My principal is phenomenal. She's one of the greatest things. But she told me once, she said, Coach, it's just so much I can tell a boy. Because I was never one. Case closed.
Yeah, I'm saying, which it is understandable that you need more males in a lot of profession. And I'm not trying to call out anyone. If you're listening, you're looking into what's going on. Don't think that I'm trying to call you out. But a lot of the males, now I'm not blaming the mothers, but they are getting to a position sometimes that they don't want to do constructive things. They want to do things just to get by and hopefully that somebody can care for them.
So what you're saying is parenting is different. Which is true.
It is. Parenting is a little different though, but in all of these professions, some people say, well, the teaching is for the women and let the males go out and coach and go out and work outside. Now, I'm not sexist or anything. I've seen a lot of women, very strong women in law enforcement. I've seen a lot of strong women in construction. And even now, women are increasing females in truck driving because, that was a male profession. But now you're seeing women doing a lot of more things. And the male sitting here taking the back seat and say, hey, well, I'm just going to sit and relax and let the woman take care of everything. You need to get off your butt and do something. But go ahead, Jay.
I got to jump in here just for a second. Let me just jump in because you may not invite me back, but I'm going to tell you. One of the things that I truly believe that God truly created Adam, then he created Eve.
Yes.
And I think that kind of sets the tone and the pattern for leadership.
Yes.
So we're supposed to be leading in our homes, leading in our houses, leading in our community. And I think that's one of the issues we have in the Black community right now is the fact that our males are not stepping up to the plate and leading. Whether you talk about churches are predominantly women. I mean, it's 80% of people in the church are women. And you're saying, well, man, wow, this is what you got. And so when you go out to these other professions, like you mentioned, where you're talking about truck driving and other things, where it's almost becoming one of these things where they're being pushed to take these roles because they're now taking care of the household.
Of the family.
They're taking care of the family.
Yeah.
Where we were one time, it was almost, when you were born, you said, your father told us, listen, you need to be the provider. You need to be a protector. You need to be that person who goes and takes care of your family, leads your family. And now, I don't know where that voice is. I don't know. Most of the young men that I talk to, they're okay with a woman taking care of them. And listen, I'm far from saying that, a woman can't go out and make great money. Please do all that you want to. But what I'm saying is we ought to have a desire to go out and not be sitting on the couch playing a video game.
Yeah.
Now, I see nothing wrong playing video games now.
And I agree with Pastor. And I think that's what this golf tournament is really so important, because we need to touch some men's lives in this city, young boys in the city of Jackson. We're trying to raise some money so we can build this facility to do just that. You know what I mean? I started back Crossroads again, but I want it citywide. When I got my own facility, I don't have to ask anybody, can I use their facility? Correct?
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, we talk about this all the time. It's so important that we get this done. We want everybody to come out here at Lake Caroline, June 20th.
Yeah.
And we have a flyer right here. Bernard, do you have a flyer right there?
Yes, I have one. I'm gonna put it up on screen. I gotta.
Yeah, we want everybody to come out, sign up. You can play sponsorship. We got a contact number and everything, so we can, we want everybody to come out, support.
Let me tell you a little bit more about supporting, because actually you can go and play golf. This is not just a golf tournament. This is about the name of the tournament is actually Swinging Into Your Dreams Golf Tournament. And the reason why we named it is because so many young people who have dreams that are not actually being fulfilled. And we just believe that we can help fulfill those dreams. And whether we're kind of went into in length detail, but we're actually meant to we're at risk. But not only that, we have what we call boot pack buddies. Today, we probably would think, Bernard, that there are no hungry kids, right? But wrong. There are hungry kids right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Every Friday, we feed over 100 kids over the weekend. We give them a meal for Saturday and Sunday, put it in their backpack. They take it home, and that's how they eat. This came not from us. We didn't think it up. The principals at Chastain and at Boa came to us, Pastor, is there any way you guys can help? We got kids coming back on Monday, and they're eating everybody's food because they're just that hungry. And we said, man, what can we do? And we thought about, well, maybe we can give them some food over the weekend. And that's how Backpack Buddies got started. And man, listen, that's one of the programs we really like to kind of call it our flagship, because people hear and they understand that we don't want hungry kids. And how can we help? This golf tournament is helping those kids, helping prepare those meals. So if you've ever thought about how you can actually help, man, this is helping in a lot of different ways. And that's just the second program. We got about two more.
Well, lacking in the inner city is proper nutrition.
I mean, especially in the black community, it's lack of nutrition.
Yeah, and because I know earlier today I was running around. I had so many other events, had to go to a career fair, had to do something at the office, and I forgot to eat breakfast. And I felt myself, felt a little lightheaded, and I was like, man, how am I gonna get through this? But like I said, I didn't have the proper nutrition that morning, and that was just for a few hours. Like I said, how do you think you'll feel if that's on a constant basis? And sometimes the youth, that it is just mass that their body has been accustomed to it, but then you see why their behavior is a little different, and then you want to sit down and talk to them, but they're rejecting that type of the count because they really can't sit down and think because they're hungry.
And so people think, you talk about we were talking about teachers a minute ago. So how do you respond as a teacher in the classroom and you got a hungry child? I mean, you trying to teach algebra or you trying to teach math, and that child saying, man, I can't think. I'm hungry. Because when you get hungry, there is nothing else you're thinking about but how can I get some candy? How can I get a chip? When we going to have lunch? It's amazing. That child probably sitting all day. Is it lunchtime? Is it lunchtime? Is it lunchtime? Yeah, I'm ready to go to lunch. I mean, and that's the kind of stuff I think we have to look, because there are some food deserts, really, in the city of Jackson, where there are not enough grocery stores. There's not enough monies out there where their parents, and here's the thing, people ask me all the time, they say, well, what about the parents? Aren't they getting different help from the government, that kind of thing? Here's the problem. I cannot make a parent go buy groceries. When a child comes hungry, all I can do is try to feed that child.
Right. That's correct.
If that parent decides to go sell their stuff and then, use it for whatever extracurricular activity they're going to use it for, I can't control that, but I still got a hungry child. So I have to look at the need before I can start trying to figure out. Now, that's something that needs to be figured out now. I'll give you that. But at the same time, I got to take care of the child.
Now, with that, I know going into the school system, we know that is proper nutrition is hurting us in our communities. And if that child is wanting food, if they're hungry, they're being a distraction because, like I said, the teacher got the back turn on the board, and you hear somebody back there, hey man, give me a piece of cake, give me a piece of cake. And some schools are not allowing the students to bring in snacks, and which I understand the reason why, because some of them leave stuff all over the place. Some of them stick gum up under the desk, and they cause a mess, and the teachers have to clean that up, or the custodian have to clean that up. What is something that we can do as a community to definitely get into the school system? Because I know not every household is able to provide a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. They sometimes can provide breakfast, lunch, and a dinner, and you have to extend that for the entire week. And sometimes that may be just for that day. What is something that we can do as a community to help those individuals that are definitely in the school system, that are definitely hungry? Because the schools now, I know when I was growing up about y'all, some of you have reduced free lunch, you have reduced lunch, or you have to pay the full price. Now I think they completely just cut out paying for lunch and provide free lunches for everyone. But some of the students don't even want to eat what they're providing.
My take on that, I would just tell you, I think what community can do is we all got to get involved. We all got to care enough to say, hey, let's go to the principal. Let's say, Mr. Principal, Miss Principal, how can we help? I think Backpack Buddies is just an outreach of an idea. We just kind of all sat around and said, hey, how can we feed these kids on the weekend? I believe if the community put our heads together, if the churches put their, I tell people all the time, man, if the church would ever unify and do something together, we'll change the world. Yeah. The problem is we so separate, we can't come together ourselves.
Exactly. And that's where your school PTA comes in. I mean, you get ideas, take it to some churches. Sure. Take it to have a meeting with the cafeteria workers about what can we possibly do to help, feed these kids. And at the end of the day, when you work together, you'll be amazed. It's like a fist. You can't be like a hand, you got to be like a fist. And everybody join together and do that powerful punch. So, it's kind of like with the local PTA getting more involved, parent teachers and association, of course, that's what they stand for, and working with some of the church that's around that school.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you got to do. You got to have an outreach.
Yeah, and with that, if in the city of Jackson, I love my city, grew up in the city, but on every other corner there's a church.
Come on.
And on every other corner there's not too far from it is a school, or there right next to the church there's a home that needs help. And down the street, around the corner from a block from the church, there's crime going on.
Absolutely.
We struggle with leadership. Like I said, if we come together as a fist and unify, we can make a difference in the community, because we're allowing those neighbors down the street, around the corner, to continue to cause our community to dilapidate, because now you see a whole lot of homes that are boarded up or junk all over the place. Now, again, what is something we can do as a church, not just as a community, but as a church, to really get out there and hit those schools and hit those homes?
There's a book I'm going to have coming out shortly. It's called Church and Community. So this is not a shot for it, but it's coming. It's in the work, right?
Well, I'm going to see your invoice.
But one of the things that I believe that we have to find a way to unify. We actually have to become, like you said, it's our community. I tell people all the time, I'm the pastor of that community. It don't make no difference what church you go to. I pastor that community. If there's an issue going on down the street, I'll go down the street and talk to that person. They ain't never been to my church. You ain't got to come to my church. But I feel like that's my call. That's why when we say there's a church on every corner, then the leaders in those positions have to be able to come out. We have to be able to work together. I think one of the saddest things that I found is that it's all about recognition. We have to get over ourselves. We got to get over. Listen, if you don't never call my name, it's okay. Did the child get help? Did the family get help? Did we change our community? Because see, I think ultimately that's what it's about, the change in the community. That's what you're asking me. You're asking me, how do we change it? Well, the way we change it is bringing these community activists, leaders together. We don't even have to have the same faith. Now, I would love for us to have the same faith, but if we got a common goal, you'll say, hey, we're going to stop crime. We got to come and go. We're going to stop hunger. We got to come and go. We have to be able to come together on the things we actually have in common, work together, and change those things. I believe we do.
All right, what Doc, I know with this golf tournament. Now, go ahead and talk more about the golf tournament. I got the flyer. I'm posting it up. Swing into your dreams golf tournament. Why is it called Swing Into Your Dreams, and why are you doing it?
Well, once again, let me tell you, it's a part of our passion. One of the things we're doing is making sure that we're feeding these hungry kids. And so the golf tournament was an idea that we kind of brainstormed about. So what is the best way that we can have people come out and have some fun? Look, there are going to be a lot of, we got hair and gear. They're actually giving away a truck, for a hole in one. So, if you're a golf player, I would tell you right now, man, you should come out, see if you can get a hole in one, get this golf.
Well, let me ask you this: can I throw the ball to the hole?
If you can, look, you're gonna have to hit it. You ain't gonna be able to throw it. You gonna have to hit it. Right?
I'm gonna turn my hand into a golf club. I'm gonna just throw it.
You got to hit it, man. But I'm gonna tell you, there are so many people that have gotten excited about that. We got some trips they're gonna be giving away. Some raffles gonna be going on. It's gonna be a lot of fun, first of all. So I think if you're a golf player, you don't want to miss it because you want to go out, you want to come out and have some fun. We're going to have a lot of things going on out there. Got a lot of sponsors that are going to be there to help give out different gifts. So we're excited about that. But I think overall, it's a good cause. It's like having fun for a good cause. You know, a lot of times we want to get together and have a barbecue. We want to get together and have a cookout. Listen, it's not a cookout. It's Swing Into Your Dreams golf tournament. But we're going to have fun. We're going to have food. We're going to feed you. So we want you to come out and be a part of that. And I think that's going to be one of the main reasons why we're doing it. It's about kids. It really is. It's about providing the opportunities that we kind of been talking about.
Correct.
For our young people.
Correct. And that's what it's all about, Pastor. We're doing this for our young people to, help them out. And it's more than just a golf tournament to me. It's more like a ministry that we're trying to do. And just have fun doing it. That's all. We brainstorm about what we should do. And at the end of the day, this is about helping these kids in this community. And providing some like fun, like basketball, the mentorship with Crossroads, the backpack for buddies, things of that nature. Make sure these kids got good nutrition at the end of the day. So I want everybody to come on out and you want to give them the contact number?
Give us information about the golf tournament. The date is.
If you need more information on the golf tournament, you can call Vonda Bush. She's our director. It's 601-850-9838. You can also reach me, Doc Cooper. It's 601-720-3647. And we're willing to give you whatever information you may need. You can reach us you can actually go straight to the website and actually register. And I think it's been on the screen a couple of times. And you can go there and you can actually register. But it's Swing Into Your Dreams Golf Tournament. And we're on Facebook, so you can actually look us up on Facebook. You actually see it there at the Agape CDC site. A lot of wonderful things are going on. Guys, one of the things we didn't really get a chance to talk a lot about is what we call Second Genesis. And Second Genesis is actually, a lot of times we do focus on the at-risk kids. And sometimes we have to focus on them because they have a lot of issues. Then we also focus on those kids who are dealing with hunger issues. We got to deal with that. But we also have a program called Second Genesis, and it's a STEM program.
Yes.
That's a catch word now. But I want you to understand that we have had an opportunity to take young people all the way to NASCAR. That with Max Siegel, who is one of the owners, one of the first black owners down there, who actually invited us out. We were able to take our young people out there to the racetrack, and they had a wonderful time. But these are some of the things we're able to do, to teach them math, teach them engineering, really get them going. But this is why this tournament is so important and why it's important for the city and important for what we're doing. We just heard a call for a two-piece cat. There we go.
Jamie, it's okay, Jamie. It's okay.
Don't run out my catfish.
It's okay. But continue on down there, Jamie. Now you made Jamie.
He looked at me. I already knew.
I knew it was coming, right? The two-piece call. But we got some sponsorships. You can go out there. You can sponsor the longest drive, the closest to the hole. We got par threes where you can be a sponsor there. Par fours, par fives. All these are great sponsorship opportunities. You can be a title sponsor. And we're looking for some title sponsors. We have some out there that have done really well, from Healing Hands. State Farm has actually come out. Patrick Davies over State Farm. Walmart is actually some of our sponsors. Wingstop is actually even joining with Infinity. So we got a lot of sponsors that have helped us, and we need more help right now, because I just believe in order for us, if we join together and do the right things, man, what could we accomplish? What if, just think about this now. What if, because we're right there, this facility that we're going to put together is going to be right on the corner of Northside Drive and Livingston, right in the heart of Burton District. So if anybody know anything about Jackson, you know about Burton District, right? Right in the heart of Burton District. What if there's a safe haven for the young people?
Yes.
After school program, they can come, they can get fed, they can get food, they get tutored, they can get mentored, and then they can go home and go to sleep, wake up, be ready to go back to school tomorrow in a safe environment.
That's right.
This is what we're talking about, and that's what this is all about.
Now, with that, now, where's it going to be played and the date of the golf tournament?
June 20th.
June 20th at, you said Lake Carolina?
Lake Carolina.
Lake Carolina. June 20th. So definitely come on out to swing into your dream golf tournament. Again, contact information for Ms. Vonda Bush at 601-850-9838. Now, it's not to say they just want to go out there and see who got the best golf game, because you know there's going to be a lot of trash talking about that, because everybody trying to hit that hole in one.
Look,
I'm going to go out there and throw the ball in the hole, and I'm going to swing it, then I'm going to throw it.
I'm going to tell you, one of our former church members who he actually moved to Illinois, and he played at Alabama State. And I tell you, him and Doc are so competitive with each other. He always talking Noah. Yeah. He talking Noah to me. I said, I don't play golf.
This guy went and signed up the Alabama State alumni football team. He the first one to sign up. He said, look, I want to make sure I challenge all you Jackson State folk out here, because y'all can't play golf no way. So
seriously,
that's what he said. I got to make it public. I want to make sure everybody knows what he just said.
I ain't finna call no name for Thomas Kitchens.
Just in case you wanted to know, right?
Yeah.
Went over to Lanier Provide. That's the same.
Played at Alabama State.
Yeah.
With Ricky Jordan and all those.
Oh, God. But the thing, man, he talking about played golf for, we got what, 30-something golf championship, men and women together, back to back.
It leaves his mind.
Right.
He don't want to talk about that.
Amnesia.
And see, I like to know, it's even though, like I said, he's from Jackson, and he decided to go across the border, go to play Alabama State. Hey, we still get number level for you, just swag, baby. I like the competition. No, it's trash talk, because I can't. If I play golf, I'm gonna have to turn the opposite way from the hole to hit the ball, make sure it goes straight.
Exactly.
Because mine kind of slice to the right a lot, so I got to turn.
But the thing is, Thomas, on the serious tip, we smack talk with each other, but Thomas know how very important in this golf tournament is, and with him being a former member of our church and part of his organization, he knows exactly the difference that we make with young children. So this comes part of the game, but he knows that this is very important. That's why he went and got the Alabama State alumni, football team to do it. So we Alcorn Valley, it doesn't matter. Mississippi College, Belhaven, Millsap, it doesn't matter. This is about helping children, and that's what we're trying to do.
And look, we got some Ole Miss players that have joined in. Lawrence Allen, one of their former quarterbacks, he's already signed up. So he's a former Callaway graduate. We're good friends, but we always bump heads, because I was over at Merle, so we're gonna call out all the high school alumni to come on out and get them a team as well. So Merle will take the trophy, because it is the best school in the city. So just go and put that out.
And it's gonna be a lot of smack talking out there. I'm telling you right now.
But the thing about you is good smack talking. It's competitive though, and it's for a good cause. And the thing, just like I know with Rob always talk about with me, the benefit games that I put together, it's all for a good cause.
That's right.
And like I said, I'm not doing this for any notoriety or trying to make all the money. The money that I make from all of my events, I'm donating it for cause, because they're doing something. And so I know I'm gonna have to get with Jamie. Jamie is always on me. He's like, Bernard, why don't you do something for this? Come on, Bernard, help me with this. Do this. So he knows where my passion, my heart is definitely trying to make a difference. And I'm definitely gonna probably try to sign him now. Again, I'm not gonna hit the ball. I'm gonna throw it. So I'm gonna have
you be disqualified.
Right, they're gonna go disqualify him early. Right,
early. You got to worry about.
So y'all just gonna take my money and kick me out. But is there anything else that y'all like to say before I finna go up here and put some extra pounds around my waist?
Man, listen. First of all, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. But definitely, we want to make sure that everybody comes out, understands it's a great cause. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come out, be with us. June 20th, 8:30 is going to shotgun start. Everybody's going to have their whole. We're looking forward. We got several teams already signed up. We're looking forward to getting it packed out. But there's going to be a lot of fun out there. I mean, I think we have a cigar shop who is actually coming out They're going to do some things out there. We have several entertainers. They're going to be there. So I just want to tell you, look, even if you don't play golf, because somebody may be listening and say, well, Doc, you know I don't play no golf. That's okay. I know you're a football player. You don't play golf. Come on out there, support us, have a good time. You know, why? Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of like a family reunion where people have a great time while they are actually having fun and doing the things they're doing. So we're just looking for everybody to come out and support. It's going to be a great day.
But yes, man, I really appreciate you guys for joining me this evening. I know I'm going to have to deal with Jamie later on this week anyway. And hopefully, I was trying to get the guy's attention, Jamie. I was going to tell him, go ahead and drop your 2 catfish, but he ran out.
2 catfish.
He ran off already.
Yeah, he need to come back.
But again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Full Moon Barbecue, 1935 Main Street here in Madison, Mississippi. So definitely come on out and get some food. Again, make sure your gym membership is active when you come here, because you're going to make sure that you hit it that morning. So if you got a personal trainer, get them a gift card, because I know they probably serve something that they probably like. But they do have healthy stuff, so don't quote me wrong. They have some. They have some. I can't name it right now because I ain't paying that. We never looked on the side. There's something on there, so you got to look for it now. It's on there somewhere. But again, I really appreciate you guys' time for coming out here, joining me this evening. But it's time for us to go again to get some pounds and put them around their waist. But you know how we leave out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. But we will be somewhere Saturday. I don't know. I had to do this special show for Jamie and Doc to talk about something making it different without you, because when Jamie asked me to help him with it, and I said no problem. He knows that what my passion is about, deaf helping you. So yes, this is a special show. Our show normally airs on Saturday. But in favor for my good friend Jamie, even though I know he was cursing when the Lakers lost, so I'm not gonna hold that against him.
I just appreciate
that.
I say it.
We going to the altar. Going to the altar.
Jamie. I know what you said.
No,
but in your mind, I know you said a whole bunch of stuff.
In my mind, but I kept it inside.
Okay.
I ain't what you say.
I got you. But let us go get here. So we're going to put some pounds on our waist. Much love to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. 1 + 1 = deuces.
All right.